Hello everybody. How are you? Welcome in. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm not ready, but here we go, right? It's time. It's time to start. So, welcome on in. I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures. And we got another adventure today. We're going to do a little bit of a vintage adventure. And so we are in Vintage Wednesday today. So that's always a fun thing. And we're having that event over, I keep pulling my shirt up there. We are having that event over in the Crafty Bunch over on Facebook. And so you can go over there. It's at no cost to join. And you can just, enjoy everybody. And I'm also streaming at the same time to YouTube. Hey Sherry, how are you? So either place that you want to view, and then then there'll be replays in both places too. So I hope that you pick your place you love to watch from, and we will get ready here, and Heidi will share me into the group, and we'll be good to go. So let me just make sure that I can get some comments here, because who doesn't want comments, right? We got to have our comments so we can see what's going on and enjoy everybody's company. Thanks, Heidi. She's got me in the group. And let me get going here. Put my little phone over here so I can see. All right. What have you guys been up to today? Isn't this fun? This is Heidi from Joyful Artistry by Heidi is our hostess. And these are always such a fun event. And so she always has us... she has a focus item that we are to include in our projects, and they don't even have to be the real deal. You can make something that is like vintage-esque if that's what you've got. So and sometimes that's what we have to do. Now today I actually have a real calling card, and then I have made some calling cards that we are going to use on this project. And so I'm going to tip you down here to the, and I tell you, where I got my real calling card was from Cheryl, Mama P's Crafty Creations. She's got everything, doesn't she? Cheryl's got everything. And, and I'm sure that Heidi's probably got a bunch. We've got some of our gals who really have access to some fabulous items, in the realm of vintage, right? Hey, Darlene, welcome in. So everybody is starting to pop in from both of our places. Welcome, welcome. And if you see me or hear me answer or respond to something that you don't see in the comments, it's probably at the other spot. So we'll just all enjoy our day here together and have some fun. I'm going to tip you down here to the workspace, and we'll get going. I'm terrible about knowing how long something is really going to take, for me to do. Let me first try to get a little, whoops, that's the wrong spot. Let me try to bring this up here so we can see what's going on here, or you can see. Hang on one second. Oops, wrong thing. Sorry. Trying to see. There's one here where you can. I like to join you, right? Where is it? Well, let me try this one. There we go. Okay, it's a little off, but that will work. We can work with that, can't we? Let me fix it. I've been having trouble with that camera. I don't know what its deal is. It may be on its last leg, and so I did get it to work again today. So I was happy about that. Okay, look at this calling card. Talk about vintage. Look here. This is William Chisholm. Now, I was going to put this like on the front since it was a real one, right? And I'm going to make a little folder. We're going to call it a keepsake calling card folder, and I wanted to put it on the front, and then I thought, you know what, no, I'm going to do something else. I am terrible about not really wanting to use my real vintage things and mess them up. You know, anybody else, do you just really want to make sure that you can kind of keep them intact? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you just like to use all the stuff anyway? Or, you know, do you like to kind of preserve it? Now I can't see these comments. Hang on one second. What have I done here? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. How ridiculous. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're ready to go. Now, what I thought would be fun is I wanted something kind of sturdy, and so I pulled out a manila folder. And so I'm going to cut that, and I think what I'm going to do, you know, and I don't really know, I think I want it kind of about the size of a 5x7 card. I was thinking that that might be kind of a nice size for our little, let's just call it a little, it's kind of, well, it's going to be kind of a little, not booklet. It's not really a folio because it's not going to do that much flip-flapping around. But I think 5x7 would be a nice size. So I'm going to cut it at that. And I wish I'd have got my other paper trimmer out to cut that. That's hard on my little blade. Okay, so we got that one. I'll cut this at 7. All right. Don't you just love these vintage themes? Whoops. Now, if you're having trouble pushing it in, start like on the paper, and then it's not so apt to grab. I think I might have to use scissors to finish that off. Now, I hope I didn't already mess up my blade, because now I still have to trim my little cards apart, you guys. Okay, my thought is to use some fabrics and laces and things like that on the front here, and, you know, make it kind of soft and pretty, and do that on the front. Let me grab my corner rounder. Let's round the corners. And I think I want them kind of, I'm going to go ahead and do this 1/2 inch size. Like that. Jaylene says she likes to preserve the vintage stuff too. Me too. I like to find a way to use it, but I kind of like to, you know, somehow preserve it as well. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these apart. I've got two things here. We're going to kind of make a little waterfall inside. You know, we're going to do a little waterfall, and then we are going to, you know, maybe I'll just cut those. Well, I can do it quicker if I do this. And we're going to use these little cards, and then we're going to put the little hidden sayings underneath. Of these cards. So each one of these is something about friendship. So I'm kind of making mine also about friendship as well. I guess the friendship journal series has kind of, you know, gotten in my brain, huh? And hasn't that been a fun series, you guys? So much fun. Linda says she likes to use her vintage in things that are thoughtfully composed, not for quick crafts or learning on. Oh, I agree. I agree. Hey, Mama P, how are you? Do you have something the easier? Well, that is true too. The longer you have it, the easier it might be to use it. You know, now I think these, I might just go ahead and give these a quick snip with the scissors. That is one thing that I like, these long bladed scissors, because you can just really you know, cut clear across, and it's easy to cut straight because the blades are so long. So that is kind of nice. I remember the first time I ever saw any of these like this, I'd gone, some of you probably heard me tell this before, I'd gone to a scrapbook weekend, and there was a lady, we had tables that faced the front of the room, and so there was a lady in the row in front of me, and I kept seeing her cut things that were on, you know, if you have a thing of scrapbook paper, a lot of times there will be, or a collection, there will be, you know, at least one page that is made kind of for, you know, cards, journal cards, and they'll have like some 4x6s and 3x2, you know, different, or 3x4, and they'll have a variety of those. And she took that pair of scissors, and she is just like slicing through those things, and they were as straight as could be. And I told her, I said, oh my goodness, I said, I would never attempt trying to cut those with scissors. They would not be anywhere straight. And she told me she never did either until she had a pair of scissors like this with the longer blades. And I'm just thinking, well, that was interesting because, you know, no, I didn't really have a pair like that I used. But, you know, also, I was talking about this the other day about how, you know, scissors, the way they feel in your hand, too, the way they're weighted or the way that they feel also can make a real difference as to how much you like using them, right? Hey, Diane, how are you? You made calling cards when she moved to where she is now. That's cool. You know, we had some new neighbors that moved in, and they were just a young couple. I don't even think they had been married all that long. And they were so cute. They came in the neighborhood and made these little cards and brought to everyone. And I just got so tickled, and I thought, that was just so sweet of them to do, that they were introducing themselves to the neighbors. And I thought, yeah, this hadn't been that friendly of a neighborhood when we moved here. Our neighbors just don't really talk. It's like, okay, well, you know, that's okay. I got all the people in my group half the time that, you know, we can deal with anyway. So it was okay. No hard feelings, right? No hard feelings. But that is a fun idea though too. And you know, especially, you know, if somebody moved in, to take a little card over to them, so they might have your phone number or anything. They obviously know, well, you know, I started to say they know where you live, but that's not true. You know, a lot of times, you know, new neighbors might come, and then it would be like, now which house did those people live in? You just never know, right? What happened to the day, you know, I'll tell you what happened. I started to say, what happened to the days where somebody would, you know, bake something and take it over to somebody? I'll tell you what happened to them. We have too many people that don't eat, you know, so many things, right? Say, oh, I don't eat this. Oh, I don't eat that. Okay. So you kind of hate to just jump in and do that. Okay. Yeah, see what I mean? I have no idea how long this is going to take. And I don't even know. And, oh, I sat down here to work on this, and I suddenly realized the card that I wanted to use on the front actually says friendship. I don't think any do from this sheet. The card on the front is going to say friendship, and I did not even cut that out. That is not even in this collection. And I'm like, well, that was kind of a boo-boo, wasn't it? Well, you all know I'm used to fixing boo-boos, right? Fix them all the time. So now, when we get these cut out, you know, either you could put them, and guys, I am beyond excited. I found this paper. It is like an ivory color. It's not white. It's an ivory color. And I went over there because I thought all of this paper was gone. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to rummage around and see if I can't find at least one sheet of like ivory colored paper. And I get over there, and I was looking in a different place than where I normally keep all of this stuff. And I mean, my solid colors. I have a spot where I would keep all the white and the, the off-white, the cream ivory color. And so I thought, oh, maybe there's just one. Please let there be one piece over here. I could just use one piece. So I get over into another section, and I'm like, well, what's over here? Maybe there's just one tucked in over here. There was a whole package. And then not only was there, and it is old. I can tell how old it is. It is from Stampin' Up, and it's got packaging from when I first started using Stampin' Up. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how long ago. My daughter and I found a lady who was with Stampin' Up, and we would go to her house in the evening sometimes. Like once a month she would have a get together and do cards. And so my daughter and I worked together for off and on for quite a while, and so we would go over there, and it was so fun to just be able to go from work, have a bite to eat and run over to her house. Everything was ready. And don't you love it when sometimes it's fun planning out your own crafts and getting them done, but sometimes it's fun to just have a craft ready to go, and it's all planned out for you, right? And you can just grab it and do it. Maybe that's why some of my people that are my subscribers to the paper voyage, maybe that's what they like too, because those kits just come and they're ready. You can get them in the complete collection, has the embellishments, and so that's kind of fun. And that's a quarterly thing. It seemed like we were having trouble keeping up with it, doing it monthly. A lot of people thought that was just too much. so it's like, okay, well, we don't have to do it monthly, right? We'll just do it quarterly. And then I went to using something else. I had some licensed designs that I was using, and it was fun for a while until everything started to be just the same. And I'm like, okay, it's the same like build, just a different theme. And I thought, well, this isn't any fun. So this year we're doing it quarterly, and it's kind of a village journal series. And village, oh, isn't that a surprise? And each time is a different building, and it's a different build. So you get a chance to do, different things, just different ways to put things together in your crafting, right? Don't you like? Oh, Linda says she's brought baskets to 4 different neighbors when they moved on her street with a note. Welcome. And only one ever responded. Kind of sad. But she's not going to stop. Good for you, Linda. And that is such a sweet gesture. I don't know. Sometimes don't you feel like, I don't know where you live, but I mean a lot of you, but sometimes I just think the art of being neighborly has kind of been lost. I don't know why. So it's kind of fun when you look at these vintage things, and they had some cool ideas, didn't they? These calling cards where they would put their name on it, and which is just kind of sweet. Like the one that I have here that is truly a vintage calling card. It just has this gentleman's name on it. Oh, and it does say, what did it say? It says, remember me. I thought that was fun. Remember me. Oh, and last summer or fall, whenever it was, and we went to Cheryl's meetup in Missouri. So Nicole Prose, who is with Nicole Prose Sparkle Junkie, she was sitting next to me, and okay, I'm going to divide these up, you guys. So she was sitting next to me, and so when we had bingo, you could go and pick your own prize, right? So she won a bingo, and she goes up and picks her prize, and she brings back this book, and it almost was like it was kind of like this girl's high school yearbook, not so much like we think of now. It was sort of like a scrapbook, actually. And I'm telling you, that was the coolest thing. And we kept looking at that thing, and there was one section in there where it looked like people had given her graduation gifts, and along with the gifts, she had a calling card for each of these people. And it was so fun looking at that thing. And I probably spent more time wondering, but I think her name was Helen something. I'm like driving home and I'm thinking, how can I be so invested in someone? I have no idea who she is, but I'm very invested in whatever happened to her. Okay, first of all, before I go further, I'm going to put a little piece of lace over here, and I'm going to make a tiny little pocket right here. So let's get that going so that can get to drying. A couple of troublemakers in the corner. Come on, Linda. Yeah, well, guess who the troublemaker was sitting next to him? No, I tell you, it is so fun to meet your crafty buddies in person, you guys. It truly is. You know what? I'm just going to cut this off, and then I don't have to think about it. I'll trim it afterwards. It is just so much fun to meet crafty people, or any kind of hobby that you might have that you know people online. It is so fun to meet them in person. Oh, here's one of those things I can't really decide. Oh, I think this is actually the front. I think I can tell. Sometimes it's really obvious and sometimes not. But we're just going to make this little tiny pocket. It's not going to be deep, but these calling cards are not deep. And I have some other cards too. They're not calling cards, so to speak. They almost, well, maybe they did call them that. I don't know. But they are more like the cards that you would stick in like a graduation invitation or announcement or whatever. You know how you can get the little cards. Oh, you guys, a couple of years ago when my granddaughter graduated from high school, all of that was so foreign to her, and some of that she just thought that it was ridiculous. And she goes, what would you need that for? I'm like, you know what, if kids have got, and then they were telling me that a lot of times, I can't remember where she said that people sometimes go and make or they don't even buy the ones that you purchase, the professional ones. People anymore don't even do that a lot of times. They just go and make some. I think that they were telling me, like, you know how people will get their Christmas cards made, like their family Christmas cards or whatever, that people are doing that. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. We're not going to, but okay. I mean, my goodness. Okay, so got that. I'm just going to let that sit for a second, and we'll start working on these. But look, see, this will be cute. We'll just have a little spot that we can put these. And let me find the other ones. These will be perfect for the little small ones, right? See, so here's these. We have Nancy Ellen Smith, Virginia Wittenhafer. Oh no, that's a new name. Norman Brandt, Luana Starr, and then this one here. So we're going to tuck all those in, and we won't even have to mess them up. That's my favorite part. Oh my gosh. Hey Sue, how are you? Diane says, our high school did that, and she has a bunch of those cards when we graduated. It was a real thing. Right, it really was. Everybody, we used those cards like that. Okay, so, that still folds really nice. Okay, now, we're going to do these kind of, I'm not going to make the mechanism. And one reason, now these are still going to be the little sayings, the little phrase, I'm going to glue them under the big card. So I made them a little bit smaller. So, and I did make a free printable for you, and I listed that. It's either, if you're watching on YouTube, it is in the description. If you're watching on Facebook, it's on my page, okay? And so I made these a tiny bit smaller so that they could kind of hide under there, see? So that was done purposefully, okay? So, oh my goodness, and now I don't remember which ones went with which because, oh, good grief. Okay, hang on a second. Oh man, I should have either written them down or printed the list. I'm gonna find out though. Hang on. All is not lost. You just, what else can you do? You just laugh, right? Oh man. At least I know where to look. Sometimes not, but today I know where. Okay, let me see here. Let me make them, let me match them up. Maybe, okay. I know I've got a whole little list here. Oh, found them. Okay, so kindness goes with, I'm so sorry, you guys. Let's see. Here, let's do this. Let me lay them out like this, and then I can match them. Who knew we'd have to do a matching game? Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so kindness, a thoughtful gesture. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there we go. Who knew we were playing games today? Okay, support, the heaviest burdens. Right here. Laughter, share, or here's caring. What's caring? Caring, small acts. There we go. And then I know the memories, the best. Well, that's not it, really. The best memories. Look, there I was thinking I was gonna figure it out on my own, but no. Some friendships. Gosh. And understanding, feeling seen. Laughter, shared laughter. So I got 10 cards, and I hope that we can get a bunch of them. I think I'm going to try to put some up here too, and then over here. Now I don't know exactly how many I can get to fit right there, but I didn't want to not have enough, right? I'd rather have too many than not enough. Gratitude, friendship, or encouragement. Okay, I got it, you guys. Okay, now I need some little hinges for my cards, and I'm going to cut this and make it just a little bit. Since all of these were cut by hand, they might not be exactly, you know, the same. So I think I'm just going to do 3.5. 3.5 looks like it will work well. I'm just going to go with that. Okay. The flowers match. Linda, I knew that at one time. Live brain. Oh my goodness. And I think I'll just go ahead and cut these at 1 inch, and then I can fold them in half. If I do 1 inch, half an, or you know what, it doesn't even have to be exactly in half, right? We'll just do kind of in half. And I only need them for the top cards, because the bottom I'm just gonna glue onto the backing. You know, the cards had to be pre-printed. Well, I don't know. You know, I guess, yeah, a quill and a bottle of ink. Yeah, it'd be a little tough, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, those were some fancified cards, right? And all their little, they really had some interesting social graces, didn't they? How many of you like to watch any of those things that are kind of like, oh, you know, like the Downton Abbey shows, and I just kind of call them period pieces. They're in different periods of time. How many of you like to watch those? What is something that you have watched that you really enjoyed like that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Oh, hey, Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration is going to be up right after me. She's our next creator. Okay, I do think, let's go ahead and we'll just kind of eyeball it and give it a little bit of a, yeah, that will help. So I'm going to just do that. I'm going to push this up here though. Pull it down here by me. If I would, you know, it's hard to, these things are just, they're so, when they're more narrow than your little thing that you can hold down, it's not as easy as when something sticks out further out the side, right? All the stuff, all the crazy stuff you notice as you try to do crafting, right? Oh yes, documentaries about the Victorian age, right? Hi Pam. You know, oh, and some of those things where it talks about things that they did or had in their homes that actually were so detrimental to their health. I know that there's some stuff about things that they had in the wallpaper ink, and I mean just all kinds of stuff. And you know, like in homes that had the back staircase for the servants, how dangerous that those were, and how many people would get hurt because they were just so steep and narrow and just so hard to, you know, actually maneuver yourself up and down those staircases, and how dangerous they were. I mean, just all kinds of things like that that you find out. It's like, oh, yeah, I don't like it. You know, even we have older homes who, you know, who you go there and, you know, or you go and it's really difficult to get up and down the stairs because the stairs are so narrow. I mean, not width-wise, but, you know, like to put your foot on. The steps are narrow. Those are not my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to put these on here, and we'll just start gluing our little hinges down. And then we will start putting them on. And then once I get these down, I can probably decide how many can fit on the side, right? The Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah, somebody else, well, Diane, was that you telling me about that show? Or somebody else was telling me about Poldark? That was Janet, that was an excellent series. I liked that one. And, you know, sometimes, yeah, some of those PBS shows, that Masterpiece Theater, they have some great ones, I think. If you like that kind of thing, you should check some of those out. Okay, now we are just going to go ahead and glue our little strips onto the card first, because if we have our strip on the card, then we'll be able to line the card up better. And let's see, because let me see. Now you want your card to be pretty much up there, so that then as it flips up, then your card isn't it will still flip up without hitting the back of your page to where it won't open all the way. So if you have your card up too far past your hinge, I want to call it a seam, score line, it's going to be a little bit hard. Okay, so we'll just keep gluing these on. How are we doing on time? I think we're doing okay. And these probably, you guys, I can see right now some of these are a little bit crookedy, but as long as, you know, as long as the seam or the crease is on here and I have the card to go by, we'll be able to get it on there to where it looks straight, so it won't really be a problem. That will not be an issue. Now I want these to see, because I want to decide what goes first. And I still can't believe that my friendship one, I didn't. Oh, kindness, that might be a good one to layer at the top. You know, sometimes we'll get started with these projects and it's like, you know, what in the world am I going to do? What am I going to make? And then pretty soon when you decide what you're going to make, then you're kind of excited about it. I'm so glad I found this off-white color, because even though it is a lot lighter than the manila folder, it still looks better than a piece of, you know, just plain white would be. Now, when we lift it up like this, it is going to be, you know, a little bit white under there, but, you know, I think I can live with it. I think so. I just got to keep remembering which piece I'm gluing on, right? Okay. I can't believe how I have filled this little bottle up so many times lately. And then every time I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I need to put more in. But I love the little needle-nosed applicator bottles. You just use such a little, and it keeps you from having a lot of that, you know, real terrible crinkled up stuff when you get too much glue on and the water content makes, you know, gets into the fibers of your paper, and then, you know, it makes it all wrinkly. Hey, Martha. Oh, Linda's got another tidbit for us. Let me get this on here. Linda says, copper poisoning from kitchenware. Oh my goodness. I don't think I knew that. Oh, I can't believe I didn't know that. Arsenic in dye. Yes, arsenic. That was what it was. In the dye to make the colors more vivid. In 100 years, there'll be things that we use today that are on the list certain to be true. Well, and there already are, like she said, asbestos, yeah, lead, yes, a lot of things that we already know, right? And they'll be like, oh, can you believe it? Well, my goodness, don't even get me started, but, you know, we even have stuff that they know isn't good for us now that, you know, we're like one of the only countries that'll still let it be in our food. So there's that. They already know a lot of things. Okay. Oh, you guys, you're probably like, did we really want to come and watch Christy glue today? Well, I guess if we get to the point that then it looks great, it won't have been all for naught, right? Joy. This little tiny word of joy on here. So tiny. And the little cards, you know, a lot of times lately I have been taking whatever I want to fold to make the hinge. Like if it's something that I'm going to make a little hinge, a lot of times I have just been doing like about 3/8 of an inch, a score across, and then just laying the whole thing, just gluing that down, and then just leaving it so you can still see your whole thing. And depending on what it is and the paper, you know, that you're using, that can be a really, you know, great way to do some of the, you know, to make yourself a little glue tab hinge type thing. But, you know, for things that are older, you wouldn't really necessarily want to do that. I did do that on the postcard thing that I did a while back. Man, that might have even been in our last vintage Wednesday, and it immediately, like the ink, it cracked, you know, made a cracked line across, you know, the image, but I wanted to be able to put it on there and just have it lay flat. It's always a learning experience, every craft session, right, you guys? Every craft session can be a learning experience. Okay, now, what shall we use? You know, I think if we have to move to the other side, I think connection would be a good one to be on front of the little section with the cards down here. I think that would be fun. Connection. And then let's see here. So, and kindness. I kind of like kindness to be up there first. Maybe we'll just start with that. We'll just start with kindness. Aww. We're going to start with kindness, you guys. And we're going to go from there. So now I'm just going to glue this part of my little glue tab, my little hinge. And now I'm going to put it down here. And I'm going to put it just a tiny bit away from the top edge. Like that. Okay. Oh, well, dang. Okay. I'm going to turn these upside down here. So we've got kindness. And then I don't really know that it matters because the rest of them are just going to flip up like this. They'll be right there like that. Kindness, encouragement. And we'll just put these others on just like that. We'll just line them up until we don't have any more room. So then you just push this one up here. I just like to put it up to the next little thing, and that's a nice little amount. And then just kind of line them up on the side so you can see and make sure they're straight like that. And we'll just do that. And I'm going to pick this up and put it there so I know which one it was. But thank you, Linda, because now we know the flowers match. Oh. Yes, they thought arsenic was good for the skin, Pam. Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. And some of those pictures where you see like those women in their, you know, just completely, their faces are just white with all of that. And it's like, ooh. I like to fold them down as I go. That's not going to work. Oh, well, okay. Okay, you guys, this whole time I've been thinking that I would put this right here, and then when you lift it up, there it would be. Well, that won't work because here is the card under it. But we'll just put it right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's keep on doing this. Let's see, what else can we put over here? Maybe connection and memories. I think I'll put those over here together. I like that. So maybe those two here. And then let's see. We don't know how many more it's going to take. Just when you think you have it figured out. Okay. All right. And what Pam also says, they took wafers internally, oh my gosh, and soaked in arsenic laced baths, soap and all kinds. Yes, and that they like the skin pale. Well, and you know, part of, I think now I know this one seems bigger, you guys. I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. Because, you know, one of the reasons that you didn't want your skin to look like you'd been outside a lot was because that was for working people, right? Yes, there's always a way to fix it. Thank goodness, right? Well, now this one doesn't. These flowers don't match. Oh, Linda, I'm not sure that was correct. Phew, good thing I kept them together. Yeah, then you have, it's even more of a hidden thing and a secret, Diane, because now we have to lift it all the way up. You're right. Still works, right? Still works. Okay. And then when we get done with this, then I'll take a bone folder and I'll do all of these creases and really crease them really good. And that helps it lay down even better. So that's kind of a good, you know, I could get all of them over here, but I do think, and I could put a friendship thing on both, or, you know, I could just print it out again and put something else. Whatever we decide works best there. So just keep laying them down, and I like them to kind of look like they're, you know, about kind of equal across there as well. Laughter. Everybody could use a good dose of laughter. What? The support. Oh, wait, you, okay, so I have them still mixed up. Is that what you're saying, Linda? Well, good thing they're just good sayings anyway, even if I mess them up, right? See, this one's a little bit longer. Okay. Carrying. Maybe I'll just put, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to put these last two here. I'm only going to leave that one, the connections right there on the left side. And I'm okay with that because then they don't have to do something. I don't, well, look at that. can live with that. And then memories. Okay, this is our last one we're going to put on this side. What time is it? Oh, I'm always happy if I can get down here and it seems, you know, pretty straight across there too. That always makes me happy. Well, yeah, Linda, when I go back through here, I'm going to check that out because you might be right. I might have messed that up. It could happen. It could happen. And put this one here. And then I think this one I am going to lay down like this. You know, I didn't do any inking or anything. I thought about inking, but my goodness, look, it's taken us this long to just do this. So we've got a little calling card-esque waterfall. Okay. Okay, so now if you take a bone folder, if you can find yours. Uh-oh. Well, let's use the edge of a pair of scissors. There. You'll just be surprised how much of a difference that makes, just really giving that a good crease. I should have started from the back. But it does. It makes a huge difference in how they will lay down. We're just going to make them behave. And you could still put something down here at the bottom, you know, under the last one. And also, you know, when you keep it closed, that'll, oh, look how pretty that is. Aw, oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, so, okay, this one matches. You know, and I don't know, when I'm done, I don't know if I want to, what do you think? Should we like just give the corners on the bottom a tiny bit of rounding? What do you think, you guys? What do you say? A little bit of rounding of those corners? If we do, I would want to round a tiny bit of that. Maybe just a tiny bit. What do you think, you guys? Oh, thanks, Sue. You don't know. I don't know. I think, Linda, you might be right, and I got something mixed up. Well, I don't know, though. Let me see. Now I kind of am not wanting to glue them down till I make sure. Kindness is thoughtful gesture. Well, that's not even right. It's this one over here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Okay, so if we round the bottom, I just want to do the tiny ones. Oh, yeah. That looks great, you guys. Just a tiny one like that. And then to mimic that, then I want this on the top. Because now then, we've got that little piece right there. I love it. You know, sometimes we make these, well, I mean, this is about as vintage as we're going to get today, right? I just never got to the front. I like it though. I'm really pleased with it. You know, sometimes we make our things and we're not that pleased with them, right? This one isn't too bad. I like it. I like it a lot. So, okay. Yeah, Andrea, I think so too. I like it a little bit better rounded. Just that tiny bit. And for some reason, it's easier to do it this direction. I don't know why. I hope I can get to all of them. I hope so. Just a little bit. Oops. Yeah, that'll be easy to do, and I'll just keep doing those. It's almost time. My time is almost up, you guys. Yes, I like that a lot better with those corners a tiny bit rounded. Ah. What did Diane say? Sherry says she likes rounded. Diane says she's like Michelle. She likes rounded curve. Yeah, I do too, really. I don't know. It just really kind of finishes it, I think. It's the finishing touch. That's like, I feel like on a lot of things, memory decks cards and, you know, ATC cards and things like that. I feel like one of the finishing touches is some little word, some little phrase, some little bit of words. And I just think I have to have just a little bit of something that it says. Oh, surprise. Look, I can't even be quiet on crafting. I can't help it. I can't help it, you guys. Phew, I'm almost to the bottom here. Who knew clipping corners would be so time consuming? Oh, I'm going to do both of these at the same time. Well, that one didn't work good. You guys, I have gotten into this thing where I keep seeing these things that come up on YouTube, and it's like all this information. It's supposed to be all these Amish ways, and I'm looking at the people and I'm like, you know, this has got to be AI, because this is not what this is. And I mean, do we really think the Amish people are putting stuff on YouTube? Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. Curious minds want to know. I want to know, people. What do you think? So all these are at the top. Oh, it's so much easier, you guys, just clipping them like this. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. It's been fun working on my project I dreamed up. And thank you, Heidi, for always coming up with something fun for us to, you know, a theme or something special to use. It's always a lot of fun. So Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration is up right after me. So if you're watching in the Crafty Bunch, and I hope you are, just refresh your page, and then the next person will come up. Sue, was that about the Amish thing? I mean, you know, no doubt some of the things they are sharing, I have no doubt that that is probably true. And a lot of those, you know, tips they are giving, I have no doubt that that's maybe where they have come from. But the person doing the thing on YouTube, no, I don't think so. In fact, I would venture to say that part is AI. It would be what I would even go as far as to say. You guys, I think this is so fun. And where's our other little cards? And then we've got our other little cards in here. And thank you, Cheryl, for donating some little calling card things for my project. I couldn't have done it without you. Look at that. Yeah, they don't. Oh, Martha, isn't that good to know? They don't even look. Oh, I forgot about that. And they don't really go for cameras either, right? Isn't that true? I think I saw that in a movie once on Google. Yeah, what can't we find out a lot about on Google, Linda? Everything we want to know. I'm always looking up something. And my daughter one time, and this was so long ago, and she came over, she goes, Mom, did you know that there are people that when they don't know something, they just don't know it? I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, so and I were talking about such and such, and so I asked her if she had Googled it, and she goes, no. And so she goes, well, don't you want to know? And she goes, well, I'd like to know, but you know. And we're just like, can't you believe wanting to know something and you wouldn't even Google it? So, how things have changed, right? Wonder what they'll have when they're laughing about us and the things that we've done that are ridiculous. What else will they be saying about us? You guys, let's go over and watch Christy. Thanks so much for hanging out. And thank you, Heidi. And thank you, Mama P, for our wonderful group to be able to put stuff in, right? Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.